Well, hello and welcome. Welcome and hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me on this extremely special edition of Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. They call me cornbread because I'm moist, doughy, and I crumble under pressure. They also call me Whispering Puppy. They call me Danny Deals. They call me Hurricane Lopez. They've been known to call me Stock Heron. They rarely, if ever, call me late for dinner. But anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. I've been talking a lot about NEO, been talking a lot about some other stocks that, people are like, oh, you don't want to come on and do shows because stocks go down. The opposite is true. When stocks I really believe in are down at the lows, that's exactly when I try to pump them because, everybody's been asking me, hey, why aren't you doing more SoFi videos? You disappeared. And I was advocating for this stock when it was in the 4s and 5s, when it dipped down to 680 recently, when it was down in the 7s just a couple of months ago. I was advocating for it because I felt it was just grossly undervalued. But people are asking me now, hey, isn't this thing overvalued? It's gotten too hot, 5x forward sales. That's what you've been saying. I've also said I think it could easily trade 8 or 10x forward sales, and I think everybody basically got this one wrong, what this company is. It's not really a bank. It's not a technology company. It's how these things work together. It's basically, they're basically gone this far to scale a membership of extremely high quality borrowers, savers, whatever it might be, people with a lot of financial wherewithal. And what they're going to start to do, and you see with this loan platform, is exploit charging for access to this membership. There's 1,000,001 things that SoFi doesn't sell, or 1,000,001 loans that SoFi can't underwrite because the borrower is not of a high enough quality. But other people, might write that loan. SoFi can charge a fee to connect that customer with that lender, and that's exactly what they're doing. They can also service these loans. There's so many fee-based opportunities with their technology platform, their bank charter, and their high-quality membership base. That's the iron triangle. That's the trifecta. Guys, so no, I'm not selling here. I think the stock could retrace to approximately 14, if that. But I don't even think it's really going to do that. There's just too much buying pressure coming into the stock. You see all these green arrows. We've never seen buying pressure like this in this stock, ever. And institutions haven't really piled in. There's still a significant short. You still see the FUD being spun. And I frankly think the stock is going at least to this hitch. If you look at people are talking about this being a shooting star pattern. This is not a shooting star pattern at all. This run has been averaging less than 3% per day. That's not like a Palantir run. Would I sell here? No. That's exactly what I did with Palantir. I followed Tevis's model to a T. I wasn't even following Tevis at that point, but I bought Palantir like 8 and it went up to 17 or something. And I'm like, oh my God, I made over 100% really quickly. I got to take profits. When it retraces, I'll buy back. And then the damn thing just ran away from me. And it was in the 30s before I could even blink, 50s, 60s. And then all of a sudden, I'm ass out of luck. What else is new, right, guys? No receding hairline comments. Okay. The weight issues are enough. Let's not go there. Don't go there. Remember when everybody used to say that? Don't go there. It was like in the NFL. Whenever they'd throw a long pass, everybody goes, shot play. They all said that for like 2 years, and Gruden and all these other assholes. And then, they just stopped saying it. Flavor of the month. What can you do? Anyway, guys, so I don't think this is out of steam at all. I don't even think it's close to out of steam. I mean, Palantir, I believe SoFi is going to grow faster than Palantir, and I believe they can harvest profits a lot easier than Palantir can. That's just my opinion. But there's a lot of other stocks like this. People want to think that, okay, SoFi is too simple. It's too obvious what they're doing. They're just taking this massive industry, and they're doing the same things that have been done forever, more efficiently, more intelligently. They're using AI. They're using automation. so they can have a much lower headcount, no physical branches, a favorable fixed cost structure, an extremely favorable variable cost structure. That's going to cause this company to become a free cash flow machine. Now, what I remember, guys, if you've watched my channel for a while, I kept harping on this point over and over and over because I felt like it was so important in a Chris LaPointe interview. He said, look, we have tons of new stuff in the pipeline that we're just not showing our cards yet. And he said, none of those products are in the guidance that we're giving you for 2025 and 2026. It's like the products are there, not in the guidance. What does that tell you? He's telling you there's a complete disconnect in their numbers between, what they can report on right now because it's there, the products are there, and what they know is going to be there next year, like this loan platform, and the year after that. So the bears, I read this article. It's talking about, it's out of tip rank, so you can basically wipe your ass with it. But no, so it's talking about valuation, of course, and that's anytime a stock, basically doubles in a couple of months, you're going to have valuation concerns. Same thing that bit me in the ass with Palantir. What happens? They shake out Joe Schmo, Joe Sixpack, all the, fat guys, and then all of a sudden institutions are buying up every share and running the stock up to 65. And I'm sitting here playing pocket pool. Where's the justice in that? But this is what's so stupid. These are what these bears are basically coming to right now. SoFi's PE ratios are alarmingly high. Well, yeah, they just made a profit, for the first couple of quarters. They just made their first real profit. I mean, guys, 1 cent, 2 cent, I call that basically breaking even. It's a bunch of bullshit. This was the first quarter they actually made some real money. So these numbers are ridiculous. SoFi's current non-GAAP PE ratio is 114, 733.4% higher than the sector median of 13. Very useful information, you useless piece of shit. So these figures suggest that investors are paying a substantial premium for SoFi's future earnings. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. The GAAP PE ratios tell a similar story. The TTM PE of 132.5. Oh, that's a big number. That's a big number, isn't it, Martha? Yeah, it sounds high to me. Don't buy the stock. Okay, tip ranks. Thank you. Earnings growth is expected to average 60% over these 3 years, which is impressive, but infers a price to growth, a PEG ratio of 1.99. That's considerably above the sector average of 1.45. Well, balls to me. Moreover, SoFi doesn't pay a dividend. Oh, no shit. God, I hate these idiots. So let me just make a point. So he's talking about sort of the bullish part, the counter argument, and he's like, if you look ahead, SoFi's earnings growth projections are impressive. Analysts expect EPS to more than double from 13 cents in 2024 to 28 cents in 2025, representing 111.7% year-over-year increase. The growth trajectory is, listen to this, the EPS forecast reaching 79 cents by 2028, implying a CAGR of over 50% in terms of EPS from 2024 to 2028. But what management is telling you is EPS 55 cents to 80 cents in 2026, 2 years sooner than this useless pant load is saying they're going to make 79 cents in 2028. And Chris LaPointe, CLP3, our point guard, is basically out there running the offense and telling, anybody who's willing to listen, he's shouting it from the rooftops, that they have products in the pipeline that are going to come out, and those products are not in the guidance, and they've already built those products. The products are ready to deploy. You don't deploy a platform type product where you're selling, to this general public coming in and you're connecting them with lenders when you don't have any scale. You're going to look like an asshole. You have to scale the business. That's why they were spending so much money to grow quickly, acquire these customers, grow when other banks were shrinking, rapidly grow their deposits when other banks' deposits were shrinking. Why was this happening? Why were they growing way faster than Discover, than Ally, than American Express, than plenty of banks that were offering even higher interest rates than SoFi? It's because customers love the user experience with SoFi. you start combining all these things and you see the writing on the wall that the stock can go a much, much higher than 16. Already went to 28. This fall started, this fall didn't start from here. The fall started from here, up around 23. This slope and this slope are actually not very different at all. This is not a shooting star, guys. Not at all. It's just not. I know it just depends how you look at the chart. I mean, if you look at it like that, it doesn't look that steep. It's just, it's how do you look at it? It's how do you look at a move? 3% a day. Now, okay, if it was moving up 10, 12, 20% a day, like some of these stocks, like Upstart was doing and then it crashed, yeah, it's going to crash. But that's not at all what this thing's doing. I mean, I don't know where the hell the trend, they changed all this crap. I mean, let's zoom out down to this area. Okay, so put in a trend line like right here. So 43 bars, 112%. So that's less than 3% per day on a stock that's just making a massive, massive bullish move. Who's going to stop the move? These shorts? They're heading for the hills, but they're still a big short, 13.5%. Notice, short interest, 144 million. Shares on loan, 96 million. These assholes are naked short. They're going to have to buy these shares back on the open market. More than double where they were shorting. These guys were late to the party. Nobody gave them directions. They got hung out to dry. And they're still not covering. I mean, they are and they aren't. Cost to borrow still, cost to borrow min still negative. Cost to borrow minimum still negative on the stock. So some of these hardcore people haven't really gone away. Now, interestingly enough, you see touchdown John Hecht from Jefferies. He shocked the world. After touchdown Danny Dolev came out from 14 to 16, strong buy, still representing downside. You see, is there anybody with some balls? Is there anyone with a huge set of balls amongst this group of analysts? And he turns out, yes, John Hecht with Jefferies, who, not for nothing, is probably the best analyst in this whole group. I mean, with the exception of Giuliano Bologna, the five-headed bologna sandwich. It's actually had, impressive returns of late. So got to give credit where credit is due. This guy DeVries is actually really good too. He's still a hold at 11. Remember, he was a hold at 11 when the stock was 8. He's a hold at 11 when the stock's 16. So, go figure. But John Hecht raising his price target to $19, it gives complete credibility to the argument that this stock is still undervalued. Okay, 4 years of execution. And that's my point with these bears. It's like he's talking about, wow, could they reach 79 cents in 2028? Management's telling you they reach 80 cents in 2026, 2 years ahead of his schedule. The CAGR, I can't even calculate. It'd be like, 80%? Leaves little room for error and creates substantial execution risk. Well, this management team scoffs at execution risk. They laugh at you. Execution risk, get her done. Get her done. This management team gets shit done. No excuses. They don't go, the Fed's kneecapped us. We can't survive. We need a handout, alms for the poor. No, they innovated. They adapted. They overcame. Paraphrase Heartbreak Ridge. Missteps in execution will likely be punished by the market. Well, the market for years didn't give a shit about the execution this company was, delivering. It's like Anthony Noto said. He's like, why am I going to put my foot on the gas when we're not being paid for what we're delivering already? When the market's just stepping on our nuts, just clipping our nuts like the florist every chance they get. She doped up good. Think you're the only guy with a gun, Fergie? Motherfucker. Work for Boston Sand and Gravel. I used to work for Boston Sand and Gravel. Nobody shows up. They're all no-show jobs. Guys are out robbing banks. knocking over armored trucks. I'm the only guy over there shoveling all the gravel. I'm not in on the act. Everybody's showing up. They got these new, Super Duty trucks, $110,000 trucks. I'm taking the bus to work. I'm like, how do you guys, affording a $2,000 truck payment? Making minimum wage over here, shoveling gravel. And he whispers to me, he's like, hey, we rob banks and armored trucks. I shut up. Don't tell him that. We ain't the smartest crew. I don't know, guys. People are like, I wouldn't sell here. Absolutely not. This SPAC is one of the huge winners of the SPAC movement. He's just 60% above the $10 SPAC price after 4 years of what I would consider damn near flawless execution. And I look at it like surface water, like low-hanging fruit. Tanner talks about this a lot. He's a total addressable market investor. I say not only look at the total addressable market, but look at how easy it is to penetrate that market. Look at how easy it is to harvest those profits. And SoFi has strategically, Anthony Noto has strategically picked this company, this industry, to implement his vision, to use all his knowledge, a lifetime of training, experience, wisdom. And he's putting all of that, he's harnessing everything he's learned, being a complete insider's insider at Goldman and everywhere else. He's leveraging his relationships in sports, in the NFL. And we are along for the ride. And we disrespect Anthony Noto. And quite frankly, you disrespect Cornbread. You disrespect me. Because I've tried to give you turds a playbook and say, buy the lows, buy the fear. This is all bullshit. When everybody still thought people like the Chia Pet were credible individuals and not, actors playing a role. It's a role player. The role is to hit the stock. Sweep the leg. What? I can beat him since I said sweep the leg. You have a problem with that, Mr. Lawrence? He's like, no, Sensei. Then why are you crying? Is that a perm? No, it's not a perm. How dare you? Why do you wear a sleeveless gi? Think it makes you look intimidating? Doesn't look like you work out very much. Enough of these questions. Sweep the leg. Sweep it. Bobby, you don't even look that tough. Jumping around like a jackal, laughing like a monkey. Oh, I love the Karate Kid. Great stuff. Anyway, guys, so I don't really know why I made this video. I just haven't made a SoFi video in a while, but my point is this, guys. Sorry, I clicked on my own video. I was trying to watch the comments there pre-market, but I'm going to go back over your comments here in a bit, guys. Institutional ownership, we kept waiting for it to breach, 500 million. Now it's sitting at 540 million. Put call ratio become even more favorable, but you just see the right kind of smart money keep loading, and you see shorts keep going. And yes, Kathy Wood can take profits all she wants, but Kathy Wood, I don't think she knows really when to buy and sell stocks. That's my thing. And yes, volume is subsiding a little bit, which indicates to some people that the run is over and it's going to reverse. I haven't seen anything like that again. Yes, the buying pressure is going to subside at some point, but the point is, I think new buyers are going to come into the stock. And that's why S&P 500 inclusion is going to be, and more indexes, more index funds buying, but also just more funds buying in general. More mutual funds, more retirement funds. This stock is going to be far more attractive than it's ever been. A lot of these funds actually prefer to buy stocks once they go higher. They don't like the risk. They're very risk off. They like to follow a herd into a stock. And yeah, maybe it's going to retrace a bit, but they know ultimately it's better to be with that herd. There's safety in numbers. Sometimes a herd mentality makes a bit of sense. Sometimes it doesn't. But I think nobody like goes nuts if Palantir goes to all-time highs. Say, oh, the valuation was lofty. But isn't 4 years of damn near perfect execution worth something? Management's telling you we're going from no profit, negative profit 2023. We're making, just over a dime in 2024. And I think by 2026, they're going to be making $1. I think they're going to increase, earnings 8x, 9x in those 2 years. And I think they're going to be growing the top line 35, 40%. Why? Because I think there's a lot more products like this loan platform that they've conceived that they haven't deployed. And they're going to deploy for other people. You keep saying, these people keep saying, SoFi is not unique. There's all kinds of companies like SoFi. Not small, rapidly growing companies that are willing to innovate, that can take risks. American Express, yeah, they have a bank charter. This thing, nobody thinks about them the way they think about SoFi. Not Discover, not Ally, not any of these companies. These companies have mature valuations. SoFi is still a bargain because there's a perception of risk that actually does not exist. Because when you have Anthony Noto, you don't have risk. Look at all these new positions they're just opening up, guys. It's green on top of green on top of green. Where are the red positions? You'd see a bunch of companies. It wouldn't just be Cathie Wood. You'd see a bunch more people selling out of the stock here, and you don't see it. They'll say, oh, the senior secured note counterparties, they wanted the stock 14. Why? Why couldn't they take another huge bullish position besides that and push the stock even higher and make even more money? Oh, because it's a cap call. It doesn't work. There can be a lot of things going on behind the scenes that could perhaps make them more money than that trade would have made them. They could sacrifice money for A and make more money on B. I just don't see any reason this thing can't push back to 2088. That's just one of those stupid things I pulled up, one of those graphs. But I'm really looking at this chart, and I'm looking at the fall starting more 23. I think we're going at least back to there. 10 times forward sales, not at all absurd. Not at all absurd. $30 billion market cap here, it's not crazy. Nobody else has really set up this. And when I talk about total addressable market, I don't know why I keep, flailing over that term. Nobody's really disrupted these financials. There's, in fact, been consolidation at the top. Wells Fargo, a bunch of their executives should have gone to prison. Stock's doing better than ever. It's just really hard to break this sort of monopolistic hold these banks have on people's daily lives. You can hate it all you want. You can think less of them than the Department of Motor Vehicles. But you just go back for more and you say, pardon me, sir, may I have another? And they pay you 0.01% interest on your money, while interest rates and inflation are sky high. And you just, bend over and take it because you don't think you have any choice. But now people have a choice. And young, intelligent people with great credit are going to SoFi. And everybody sees that, and other people want to exploit that. They want to exploit their membership. They want to exploit their platform. They want to exploit their bank charter. They want to exploit their loan servicing. They want to exploit their technology prowess. Everybody's getting in line now to kiss the ring, to teabag Anthony Noto. Hey, Anthony Noto, we all love you. Kramer, sack of shit. We all love SoFi. Yeah. You're really hot and cold. Oh, I hate these fucking pundits. Yeah, now everybody starts to say, hey, SoFi can just flip a switch and turn on these platforms and make a bunch of fee income that totally changes the numbers. Hey, honey, we were all wrong about SoFi. He's like, you're wrong about everything, dear. Oh, fuck me. So anyway, I just had to come out and just say, no, I'm not done with SoFi. No, I didn't sell all my shares. What I sold is some calls, guys. I had some old calls that were expiring in March of next year. And, I started to take some profits. I had massive profits on these things. And I don't like to hold calls toward the end. I don't like to hold calls near OPEX. I end up getting stepped on. I end up losing money whenever I do that. So I'm like, I'm not selling I have an absolute shit ton of shares. I still have leaps and options out in 2026, 2027, holding all that stuff. Not negative. I don't care if the stock goes back to 14 or something. The stock's not going to be like, oh no, they're just going to short it back down to 8 or they're just going to short it back down to 6. No, they're not. No, they're not at all. Not going to happen. Nagada. So maximum pain this next week, they're looking at $14.50. Doesn't mean anything to me because a lot of the market makers are on the other side of that trade. All the calls are heavy. A lot of puts coming in at 60. So basically, it kind of looks to me like this might check up a bit and sort of hold flat for a little while, but I think it goes up. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Yeah, so far it's looking really good, Yukeko. How are you? What's up? What's up, guys? Catfish, shun him away. What's up, Catfish? How are you? Catfish has been another guy, guys. He's been bullish this stock forever. I mean, certain guys, stock goat. I mean, you know, the Canadian guys have been bullish, but a little bit more tepid at times. But you know, I sort of saw this thing early. I'm like, people really don't see what this company is. You want to say this isn't a tech, it hasn't had a chance to work yet. They just completed integrating their own platforms with SoFi, with Galileo and Technesis. That's taken a lot of the resources away. This is all new. This company is so young in its present iteration. Nodo's only been there like 6 years. When Nodo got there, I think the sales were 300 million at the top line or something. I might be wrong. It might have been 500 million. I can't really remember. But the bottom line is Nodo laid out this roadmap, and he has been firing on all cylinders despite, you know, tremendous challenges at every turn. These shorts still have to cover. You know, are their bosses going to let them short from here? Doesn't look like it. Cost to borrow is still damn near zero, but if more than, 13.5% of the free float is still quite significant. That should pull back to around 8 and stabilize. So that's a lot more shares they have to buy because they don't have the shares borrowed. So they got to borrow 50 million more shares just to kind of get equal there, just to get righteous. I should sell my 350 Let's buy SoFi. Oh, there you go. Jolly good show. Japanglish. I'll sell cover calls. SoFi is approaching 90. Gotta hand it to you. Thanks, Catfish. Neo, bro. What's the word? I'll do another Neo video as soon as possible. Guys, don't worry about them pushing. Neo has so many good things coming out. First, Neo House in Abu Dhabi. So many good things. Firefly looks outstanding. We have Neo Day coming up. They said Onvo is going to sell 10,000 units in December. Just reiterated that. Going to sell 20,000 units. People I know sort of don't know, like extremely like personal friends, but people I speak with, investors in China, are saying there's just a tremendous amount of demand for Onvo, that everybody wants it and you can't get one. And people think, okay, that's a mistake. You know, they should have ramped up production, you know, before they released the vehicle. But the other side of that coin is it's making the product sort of really hard to get, really hot, and it's just causing people to flood Onvo showrooms, and it's creating quite a buzz in China. That's what I'm hearing. The shorts are pushing down Neo and Akima. That's neither here nor there, guys. I'm going to move on because I'm going to do Neo on a Neo video. Yeah, guys, I'm green on 10X. I'm really green on that stock. Now, I was red for a while, but you got to buy the lows on penny stocks. You got to buy the lows really, really hard once they cut you down by like 90%. You got to get your balls back, basically. Jeff Presley, hi there, Cat. I think SoFi going to $20 week after Wall Street dissects 10K forum. You might be right, David. I like it to go to 2088 right now, but yeah, you could be right. I should sell my, yeah, we already read that one. Sorry, I'm going upward here on the comments. Selling cover calls anyway. I'm almost to the point where I'm going to sell some calls because I think this is going to decelerate, and I think the growth is going to, you know, continue to go up and down, but up long term. But I think it's getting a lot safer to start selling some covered calls, Rob. What's up, Jay? How you doing? Mopar's in trouble. SoFi is looking very good indeed. Come Rocket is here. Happy Saturday. Hey, Tyler. Kramer, who's that? Great credit, great hair. Hey Tortuga, Jeff Presley, David Chipsanzi, Mopar for life. Gilgo Beach Slayer, dude, cash secure puts. Hey Cad Pendil, you guys are all talking to each other. I heard SoFi selling puts now on the platform, so anyone could say firsthand. I have not seen that yet, Jay. I don't do that many options on SoFi just because it's so limited. So I just buy some calls, like some leaps and stuff there for the most part. Rumi, where do I see SoFi in 2030? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. This company can get, because I think we could be growing the top line 35, 40%. It could very easily cross $50 by 2030. Absolutely. Will it? I don't know. I mean, but if they continue to execute, you have to believe by 2030 they're going to have tons of different products out. I think earnings, they're saying 79 cents in 2020. I don't even think that's close. I think they could be earning closer to like $1.65, $1.80, somewhere in there by that time. So, Richard Vaughn getting Junior. When I get rich with SoFi, I'm going to buy my girlfriend the best used set of tires money can buy. That's hilarious, Richard. I love you guys who go with my memes. Go fast, turn left. Vaughn getting Junior, drift champion. Hey, you look like a chubby doofus. Well, I am. I'm also a drift champion. Charles Stewart has swept the leg at 680. Very nice, Charles. Very nicely done. Put him in a body bag, Johnny. He's like, nothing left to prove. He's like, I'll never have balance this way. I look karate at the YMCA. I look like a total asshole. I'm 39 years old in this film, playing a high school student, for God's sake. Can't grow a mustache. Planning vertical call to trade SoFi shares between 24 for me. That's also the first inning. 4K shares of New. Yeah, New's been pulling back. I think it might be a good time to buy. I think it was up closer to 16. I think it's pulled back about 13. So I haven't really taken a good look at how things are going with New, but if things are still going pretty good, I might pick up some more shares. Citibank, 160 billion market cap. SoFi match that eventually. I think Citibank has a much bigger market cap than 160 billion. I think you're thinking of US Bank, which is the number 5 bank. I think Citibank is the number 4 bank. You might be right, Japanglish. But I thought Citibank was more like 300 billion market cap, but I could very well be wrong. I often am. SoFi 2150 by Christmas. I'm looking at 2088 probably after the next ER. I think that's pretty ambitious, Vincent, but bull runs are funny things. Momentum's a funny thing. Should have never gone down into the 4s. Maybe it's not worth 22 right this minute, but it could certainly go there because the market overreacts. The pendulum swings further the wrong way. What up from Japan, Cornbread? What's up, Japanglish? Just snacking my way through life, just feasting on all these beautiful stocks. I'm gonna lever up on SMCI again this week. I'm probably stupid because it just filled the gap. It just filled the gap almost exactly. It looks like it's gonna pop. It looks like it's gonna pop. Just pop. Oh, I'm fired up. God, I made so much money on this fucking stock. I tried to tell you. Didn't I tell you? I like to do a combination of like Brooklyn Stock Shop. It's that guy from Tag. Didn't I tell you? John Travolta. Anyway, guys, so let's read a few more of these fucking comments. Chip Diamond picked up 300. I really don't think there's much more downside, but there could be a little bit more. Looks like there's some support there in the low 4s. I don't know how low it can go, Chip. I know I'm a buyer. I've been buying. Means just a little bit more. And Poco Moss, yes, indeed. Want to hear Danny Deal's take on the Chiefs Raiders game? Oh my God, dude, this season has been a freaking disaster. Couple of bright spots, but not many. It's been tough. I've seen a couple of games live, and they've both been horribly disappointing, both at SoFi Stadium. But listening to Danny Rand for a long time, I only have one question. What the hell does Poco Moss mean? Yeah, it's just that little bit more I give you, Lee Armstrong. It's just, other stations are just so dry. There's no flavor. Timothy Simple, 17,126. So you're looking at $17 price target in January 2026. Okay. Good luck with that. Welcome and hello, dude ass face. Go Beach Slayer. What's strike the date, Tim? I took a break from football to come here. What's up, dogs? What's up, Billy Jack? My man Tex Arcana runs the entire Deep South. Guy owns over 10,000 mobile homes. Leases them to good people. Good people can't pay the rent. Comes with a shotgun, kicks them out. That's the Billy Jack way. All of a sudden, I want to buy a new hutch from my house. LOL. David Chiaverini is here. What's up, DC? DC in the house. What's up, David? Vince Zukowski, happy belated Thanksgiving. All happy Thanksgiving, guys. Hope everybody had a great one. Seriously, selling $20 cash care puts 2026 using that premium buyback $10 cover calls. Interesting, all over the place. Danny, you're not a peep from the Chia Pet. Yeah, no, Chia Pet's, he doesn't have the balls to increase his rate. He could increase to like $5-6, but anyway, whatever. I don't care. The guy made me so much money. People are like, hey, don't you see? He drove it down. You should have bought it. Like, I did. I get it. I just don't like retail to get Rick rolled. I'm not retail, guys. You're retail. I'm not retail. When I call my broker, they pick up the phone. You don't have to go on some cut rate bullshit. Christmas rally, Fed rate cut, Trump swearing in, Q4 earnings. We have a lot of positive runway, and I completely agree with you. DVD, let's Poco, buddy. Let's Poco. Let's do it, guys. Let's Poco. Let's Poco. Vincent Schkowski, damn, bro, you're looking svelte. Dude, Vincent, I do fat guy workout. I just do curls. I'm coming in with some curls, challenging Tanner for the Bowflex curls, and then I eat a chicken quesadilla. Because, quite frankly, I'm never going to have abs. So what I do is I just cut the sleeves off my shirt, try to work on the arms because, there's really no point working anything else. I can still deadlift a ton. I mean, not as much as Vincent Schkowski. Nobody can out deadlift the Polish. I don't know if you're Polish, but you sound Polish. That name sounds Polish. You don't want to fuck around with a Polak. People used to make a lot of Polish jokes. Polish are tough motherfuckers. I know that firsthand. I had a couple of Polacks, beat me up and try to stuff me in a dumpster. And those are my friends. Those are my coworkers. Those are my colleagues. Those are my associates. Those are my people. And that's what they do to me. So anyway, yeah, I'm trying to do a lot of curls, Vincent, but that's really all I got going, buddy. Trust me. There's a reason I have this camera from right here down. So best part of my shape. What's going on? It's El Pollo Loco. You got it, Toto. Stock Goat, Tanner's most recent video on their moat. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, SoFi is a huge moat. SoFi is very unique. And, that's been very obvious to me for a long time. They call me Mellow Yellow. 3D Wellness Poco, SJ Tavares, indeed. Steven Zunker coming out of the bunker, rolling in the dough. Me too, buddy. I made so much money on this stock. It's absolutely absurd. Whatever. I'm going to give it all to charity. I don't give a fuck. Where were you about SoFi? Yeah. I can't. Things are totally incoherent. I called you Poco when I didn't know your other aliases. That's cool, Alfredo. You can call me whatever you want, man. Friendly Dick, Neo to the Moon, indeed. Mustang Rider, hello and welcome, Mustang Rider. Ian B, hello and welcome, Ian B. Joe Presley. You guys can see I'm going to the older comments. I'm going to reverse order here. It's kind of what I do. I started the finish and I finished the start. Jeff Presley, Javier, when he roll the options, he didn't roll the options because he doesn't know. He didn't know how to do that. He basically didn't get on top of it fast enough. That's what happened. They also have good sound. Always call 100% profit. Yeah, don't be upset about it. It might pull back. Don't worry about it. It's just a stock. $19 end of year. Yeah, I'm pretty close to an agreement with you there. M Russo 215 Unpoco Moss hoodies. I'll be sending that shit out. I could take 1% of my profits and buy you all new cars. No, not really. Didn't make that much. Tortuga de Rio, SoFi coming at you. Greetings, Mustang Rider. How are you and the missus doing? I hope everybody's well. Hello and welcome, guys. Welcome to Low and welcome low. So yeah, that's really all I had as far as the SoFi stock. I don't know where this thing's going to run out of steam and retrace a little bit. I feel like it's going to probably retrace, I don't know, maybe 10% of the run, maybe 12 at the most, because there's going to be too many buyers coming into the stock. I mean, I think the next ER is going to be very, very good. And I think guidance is going to be even better. So I think if the runs from about 7 to say 17, you might see retracement. So that's a $10 run. I would say it probably wouldn't retrace more than about $1.25 and then move up again, close to that 2088 number. This thing should be double the SPAC price. This thing should be trading 7-8x forward sales. A lot of guys who know what they're saying run DCF models on this stock and kind of look at the projections. They're talking $29 already fair value for this stock. Bear case low 20s. I'm proud of you, touchdown Johnny Hecht. Moving that price target up to 19. So what if people don't agree with you? So what if a 5-headed bologna sandwich is at 4 and the famous disappearing chia pet is at 4? Those guys are lying turds anyway, in my opinion. Oh, let's get some new comments up there. What do we got? We got catfish time. We got Tevis Noto in the house. Tevis is watching in the shower, pulling a fast one, if you know what I mean. You curl what hairs? Yeah, I knew. I could curl you, Rumi, your fruity little blonde basket. Trust me, I could throw you over a chain link fence. I could lift up your Volkswagen Scirocco and roll that thing over. Let's see, 2-finger Tammy, but you can still reach me. Yes, I certainly can. All the equipment works just fine. 2-finger Tammy, thank you. Vince Skowski, need some educated, non-educated opinions. I got $520 strike calls for 1/7/2025, 11 hour contract. Already doubled my initial investment. Cash out or let it ride. When do they expire? 1/7/2025. Man, see, that's kind of the same position I was in. I took profits on probably 75% of my calls I had coming due within the next 6 months. Just because I don't like to hold calls within a couple months of OPEX. They could push the stock down all of a sudden, briefly, your call, for whatever reason, whatever FUD comes around, your calls could become, it's hard not to, it's hard for me not to take 100% profits. But again, that's a mistake I made with Palantir. And I still have sore testicles from that decision. Good night, you turders. See ya, Gilgo. Neo should be a penny stock. Oh, it's pretty much is, Jarrett. Pretty much is. No, I don't understand. I'm Roy, twin bro. I don't need a woman. I got SoFi in my hand. Well, there's all kinds of things going on. What's up, Shane? How you doing? Any thoughts on extra? Oh man, I saw it go insane. Not a lurker mentioned it to me, and it went way up. It made like a 40% move. I know they got some favorable court decisions. It could be the next big thing, Catfish. It could be the next big thing. I'm just not sure. I don't play that much crypto. What's your number one opportunity right now? I really like CRISPR right now. I like Neo, obviously. I've said that many times. Right now, my number one short-term trade is SMCI. I mean, I think that stock has just filled the gap. I think it's going to go much higher. I think it's going to go back to 54 in the short term, and I think it's going to go to all-time highs. I don't think the accounting irregularities are going to be nearly as bad as people think. So I think that one is a massive opportunity, but fraught with risk. Extremely risky. The risk is off the charts because one letter from the NASDAQ and it can be game over. So yeah, January 17th, Vincent, I hate to say it because I still think the stock is going to move up, but I would sell half. And then if you get a little bit more run, say, I don't know, $18 level, I'd maybe sell. I assume you have a lot of long shares and the calls just supplement that. So I don't know. If all your position is in those calls, I might let him ride because I really think it's going to go up more than it's going to go down from here. But like I said, when you're holding calls close to OPEX, you don't have time to recover. So it can be very painful if they push down. Subscription-based model coming 70 with the highest interest rate in the market. I mean, guys, this thing where people like Robinhood has all the cards. I mean, I think SoFi is the vastly superior company over the long term. And the reason I think this investment is of a lifetime is because I think this is a tech company. I think they can do everything all these other buy now, pay later companies do. And I think they're going to become a massive, massive buyout target in the near future. Everybody's going to want a piece of SoFi. Everybody's going to want a piece of Galileo. Those clients are there. They will hit the books. It will happen. The multiples will reflect that. Don't worry. Don't worry. 5x forward sales is nothing for this company. Nothing. Surface water, guys. That's what you want. You want total addressable market that's easily accessible, easy to penetrate, easy to beat the current giants, the Goliaths, who haven't adapted at all, who don't give two shits about their customers, shit all over their customer. Fuck me. Thanks for telling me your success. What did the Bruce do? Subscription, any Neo SMCI? Not really. I mean, the SMCI news, I think, is that you're starting to see cost to borrow move up a little bit. Neo, it's very significant. I mean, 440 million shares on loan, representing, was that $1.7 billion at, cost to borrow average a lot of these days, 7-8%. I mean, do the math. It's a lot of money. Now, SMCI, same thing, hasn't been much cost to borrow, but 40 million shares on loan, only 96 million shares sold short. So 50 million share disconnect, huge opportunity there for shorts to reattack the stock. But I don't care. Go ahead. Attack me with all your strength. I see reality. I see them doing these installations, biggest server installations. NVIDIA loves them. Jensen's his friend. Jensen has a lot of pull on the NASDAQ. NASDAQ does not want to delist these guys. They make money with listings. They don't make money with delistings. Yeah, they might fine. Some people might go to club feds. People might get a slap on the wrist. But the bottom line is the company's business operations are profitable. They might have cooked the books in certain departments to save face, whatever it is. I don't know. We'll find out. Or it's a lot worse than people think. We're going right to zero. We're fucked. If it's really a nothing burger, I think the stock will go back over 50 very, very quickly and probably back over 100. I don't know, but I own tons of stocks, guys. I'm well diversified, and so I wouldn't put any money into SMCI that I wasn't 100% prepared to lose. Same with Neo. I mean, people are like, hey, Neo's far more risky than SoFi. It's Chinese, it's pre-money, they have huge competition, margin pressures, lower average cost per vehicle. You're 100% right. It's much, much riskier. They're not going to make profit till 2026. But the difference is, if they end up owning that battery swap standard and China mandates battery swap in some capacity, it's absolutely game over. If they get the right German partner, game over for the share price. So again, big reward, buying off the lows comes with, that's when SoFi was down the fours, the risk was made up. The risk was FUD. And I kept telling you guys that over and over again. And I think most of you already knew it, but those who didn't and believe me and made money, I'm happy for you. But these shorts, I think, still need to cover down to about the 7% level where this thing stabilizes. I mean, why short the stock? There has to be ulterior motives at this point. I mean, Nodo's proven everything with that last ER. I know the numbers weren't big on Galileo, but let's face it, lending alone, this lending platform, could be all kinds of other platforms they sell to their members. Insurance, cars, this, that, small business services, other types of mortgage services that they can't necessarily write. But I know they own the mortgage company. There's just endless possibilities with these platforms. Think about everything people go online to buy. SoFi can sell you all that stuff. I don't know. Why can't they sell professional services, tax services, estate planning, trusts, all kinds of, gravy businesses that are really low in cost, have fee-based income. Lots of that money goes to the bottom line. SoFi is setting themselves up to exploit these things, and they can develop these things incredibly quickly because of the Galileo Technesis and the bank charter. Who else has this type of thing? Who else has this iron triangle? I would argue nobody. And I would argue for those reasons, SoFi is still undervalued. Yeah, I said it. It's still undervalued over the long term. Now, you could make a case that, hey, it's gotten too hot. It's gotten a little bit over its skis. Okay. I'm not mad at anybody who says this thing could pull back to 12 or 13. I was mad at people who say it's worth 4. Reasonable people can disagree, but you're not allowed to just make up your own crazy facts and assertions. Homie, don't play that. Homie, don't play that. Oh, who's that 450? I think you missed a digit. Pretty sure you meant 1450, right? It's already mandated through January. Finally completed my DD. I'm going to start a huge position when this pulls back to 450. Okay. Thanks for your dedication so far. I'm getting a little bit late here in Michigan. Hey, thanks, Catfish. You guys, by the way, go over and like and sub Catfish's channel. He's a lot of fun. He gets the family involved and sings original songs and covers and adaptations and all that stuff. So go over and give Catfish a try, guys. It's good braided. Do some hush puppies. Hey, you have a great night too, Catfish. I hope you made a lot of money on SoFi. Let's see. I'm gonna call out 450. Probably got. Yeah, if this thing goes back to 450, guys, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Let's see. Anyway, guys, anybody else got anything interesting to say? I think, does it go higher next week? Options are telling me maybe it stalls out a little bit, maybe it checks just slightly and then pushes back up. Market makers want to own this thing. They want to own at the lowest cost possible, but I think they know, 60% increase off the SPAC price after 4 years of flawless execution is really not overvalued. I don't care, what the EPS multiple says. They just started making a profit. Wait till 2026 and then talk to me about what the EPS multiple is. If you have the patience, the foresight, etc. When Lambo, though, I can buy one right now, Matt Money. I don't fit inside. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I guess it depends. Like, what kind of money do you need for a chauffeur? Like, talking like a Lincoln lawyer scenario? No, I walk. So I live right by my work and I walk. So I don't want a chauffeur, but I like stacking chips. Deep, deep stacks. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess for me, if you were, levered up in the 4s and 5s and stocks at 16, you should be buying a Lambo right now or whatever. But I would just, get more shares rather than a Lambo. Anyway, guys, my house is vibrating, shaking for some unknown reason. But when you look at the chart, it's kind of hard to really, make sense out of this thing because it's very artificial. But it came down. Do you see this pattern as it comes down? It's working down in these very sort of deliberate, what would I call these, peaks and valleys? And none of that's really present on the run up. It's just been constant buying pressure. You see throughout here, there's a lot of green candles on the way down, huge green candles there. Red, green, ERs, it'll go red and green. And here you just see like pure, almost pure buying pressure. Little bit of walk down through there, tiny bit there. Probably expect to see that again, somewhere around 17. But bottom line from, right in here, it's been just constant buying pressure. So I don't expect that to subside because I think market makers are just kind of catching on. A lot of these funds are just catching on. They have really no problem buying here at these multiples. And I think they believe management on these 2026 projections. I do. They haven't given me any reason not to believe them. People say never trust management. They're all liars. Well, how do you invest in anything? If all management's not to be trusted and all you can do is look at numbers and a 20-year track record, how do companies that are young ever garner any investment? Maybe there are people with vision and foresight that kind of see what this is. See, hey, some company could be turning in results for 20 years that are stable and but sorry, that company's already reached a mature valuation. I'm not looking to sit around forever and try to make a buck the honest way. I'm looking to buy stocks that market makers have destroyed for no good reason down to the fours, and they're going to 4x right quick. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for deep hidden value, deep opportunity. I'm looking for FUD. I'm looking for false narratives. I'm looking for stocks where the share price has been disconnected from the real value. And that's what happened with SoFi, but she ain't done yet, guys. She ain't done yet. Appreciate you guys watching. Want to thank the great Not a Lurker. Want to thank, yeah, I haven't really been on Stock Twits lately, Vincent. It's just getting too ridiculous over there. I couldn't really communicate with, good. It's kind of why I started this. I was like, it's more fun. Just kind of get my opinions out there, not have to fight with all the idiots. On 10-1, SoFi was 763. Now it's over 16.5. If you didn't, you didn't. Yep. If you knew, you knew, Rudolph. If you knew, you knew. Yeah, I'll get back over there, Vincent. Maybe say hello to some of my old buddies. But yeah, it just got to be a little bit too much. I was wasting too much time answering everybody. So getting another hurricane, had to explain. What's up, BX? Hey, BX's kid. You be good. You stay in school. Shout out to BX's kid. What's going on, son? Hey, son. Unsure if this is a Stack channel or an interview for GQ. Please. Oh, that's so stupid. Matt Money. Are you Matt Money Smith, who used to be on with Petros Papadakis on the radio? I love me some Matt Money Smith. Anyway, guys, I think he was the announcer for UCLA, all kinds of other stuff. He was on KTLK or some channel anyway. Matt Money Smith, Petros and Money, great show. The Big P. Petros, Frogman Fridays or Frogmen. He's like, it's so stupid, that show. It is just like, my wife. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. So I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I really appreciate you. Thanks for watching. It's Cornbread, it's Danny Deals, it's Stock Karen, it's Hurricane Lopez. I don't know. It's whatever. It's a horrible YouTube show where I basically ramble for an hour and a few of you watch. So really appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Not a Lurker. Thanks, Alberto Berdiablas. I know it's past their bedtime, but they're with us in spirit.